if you're analyzing Frodo from the books, what kind of character is he actually?
Frodo is a priestly character. He is called with a particular mission, which is rooted in the divine will, which is ultimately a journey of sacrifice, and takes his life. And he's marked and set apart, sort of even before he receives the call. He's uniquely educated for a hobbit, uniquely in tune with creation, and the past. So he's sort of in some ways disposed to receive this call, but you look at sort of the key instances, he displays a level of spiritual mastery which is unusual for one of his stature. And in the imagery, especially, Tolkien is just really explicit about this. We see this in contrast with Gollum twice, in Emmanuel and at the slopes of Mount Doom. I mean, these very few times does Tolkien actually lift the veil between the seen and the unseen world to describe things as they're happening on a spiritual level, and they're almost always to do with Frodo. And I think he's kind of making a point. I mean, you can make a broader comparison that Tolkien gets squeamish about types, but he does use them. And Frodo is a priestly type of character. Gandalf is a prophetic type, and Aragorn is obviously a kingly type. And he's pulling from very old but outright medieval and scriptural imagery in all of these characters. It's insane. But Frodo in particular has this kind of unique lifestyle, which is life course, I should say, which is pretty modeled off of both an Old Testament priestly character, but also like a priestly character from the Middle Ages. He ends up celibate, completely destined for just this other purpose, which is bound up in a sacrifice that he makes that involves blood on a mountain, and which is accomplished ultimately not through his agency, but through the divine power, it sets off all kinds of like theological bells about like how the priesthood operates in the Catholic Church.